Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Governors, our grievances about Buhari's package for teachers. Hello, everyone. A very warm big thank you to you. President Muhammadu Buhari apparently says he's giving teachers an awesome list to make them continue to enjoy the teaching profession, to give our children the greatest opportunity in life. Apparently, this package that Muhammadu Buhari said he's bringing up for teachers, governors are not happy with it. They have their grievances and are not quiet about it. The package that have been apparently packaged by President Muhammadu Buhari does not seem to go well down with, governors of the 36 states of the Federation. What is going on? Teachers have been grossly neglected. The great attention has been on ministers, president, vice president, senate, House of Representatives, governors, and what have you. The people who should be shaping the life and stability in our economy and society, bringing up the next generation with integrity, teaching them to observe, to have the importance of bringing a nation together, growth and development, having great values are grossly neglected. Again and again, we hear that our teachers, lecturers have gone on strike and children are at home and academic year is rolling by. Buhari now has gone on to say he wants to reform the economy. He wants to try to do something in education. Apparently, governors are kicking against it. Let's get straight into the news and get all the details. Governors, our grievances about Buhari's package for teachers. Unless the conditions spelled out by the governors are met, only teachers in federal government employment would enjoy the new salary package and improved condition of service granted them by President Muhammadu Buhari. It was learnt that the governors were shocked that the federal government did not consult them before outrightly unfolding the package during the 2020 World Teachers' Day on October the 5th. The governors insist it was gathered that since education is on the current list, the federal government ought to have sought their input. It was also learned that the major challenge facing the governors is how to get funds to implement the new welfare package. There are indications that the Nigerian Governors Forum, NGF, might meet the Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, on how to address the challenges associated with the new package. Some governors were said to be pushing for an amendment to the Universal Basic Education Act to free more cash for states to enable them to pay the new salary structure. Other peaks unveiled include increase of their years of service from 35 to 40 years, adjustment of retirement age of teachers from 60 to 65, special pension scheme, mutual posting allowance allocation, science teachers allowance, and peculiarly allowance to be given to the teachers. Other incentives listed are building of low-cost houses for teachers in rural areas, sponsorship of teachers to at least one refresher training per year, expansion of annual presidential teachers and schools awards to cover more categories, with astounding winners to be considered for National Award and National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Most governors were caught unawares by this decision by the federal government. Some of them alleged that the federal government did not take into consideration that some states has already placed their teachers on special salary scheme. They claim that in some states, teachers have risen to the level of permanent secretaries. It was gathered that the governors have been weighing options on how they can implement the policy with their drained fall in revenue and debits. A top source said, although the governors argued that teachers needed better package, they ought to be harmoniously in existence of welfare structure at the state level with the federal government compensation proposal before the pronouncement was made. The source listed some of the opinion being, being proposed by the governors: harmonizing of existing salary, allowance by federal government and state in order to determine how the gaps can be filled with the new policy, drawing a new template for salaries and allowance as agreements to federal, state, and extension of local governments, allowing states to exercise discretion on the templates based on available funds in line with the provision of the 1999 Constitution, which places education on concurrent lists. Funding through amendment of some laws like the Revenue Allocation Formula UBA Act, Test Fund Act, and others to allocate more funds to teachers and states. Identifying quick win incentives and those with long-term gestation periods. Involvement of all stakeholders, including the Governor Union, the Nigerian Union of Teachers, on the implementation of new welfare package in line with the economic recession in the country that averts labor crisis like in the 1980s. Setting take-off dates to enable states to prepare ahead adequately. The source also said some governors joined issues with the Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, on why he did not consult the states before advising government on unfolding incentives. The minister assures the governors that President Muhammadu Buhari meant well. He said he would dialogue with the NGF on the implementation of the policy. It was also gathered that some governors want implementation take-off dates posted to 2021 to enable them plan accommodation of the salary template in their budgets. A governor who spoke in confidence said the new welfare package may not take off immediately as proposed because it requires amendment to some laws in the country. There was no due diligence before the package was unfolded. For example, the minister said the temporary education fund will now fund teachers' practice in universities and college of education, special salary scheme for teachers in basic and secondary school, including provision for rural posting allowance, science teacher allowance, and peculiar allowance. Going by TIP Fund Act, it caters for only tertiary education. It was a product of legislation of the Academic Staff Union of the University ASU, only the university-based education. So my people, this is what is happening to your education in Nigeria. What do you think? Leave us a comment.